So I've been thinking of decorating this one with these felt roses that we made. So I'm just gonna put those on. We do everything by hand here. I don't even have a sewing machine. You can wear a hat for fun. It's a piece of decoration like jewelry. I think creativity, I was born with it. I was surrounded by it growing up. The inspiration came from the fact that I wanted to make hats.
Especially as a foreigner to run a business in Beijing, her idea is totally different with the local.
All right, so welcome to my studio, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Elisabeth Koch. I was born in the US. I have Dutch parents. I moved all over the place. I started making hats 7 years ago here in Beijing. Usually this is my hat high tea workshop. This is actually the first one I'm doing here in Beijing. So the first thing we're going to do is the veil part. Now you can see that your veil has a few snowflakes in it. That's what we call snowflakes. If you want, you can add more snowflakes. Really, it's more like for fun. I'm not teaching people how to block the felt over the hat molds. Yeah, oh my gosh, great. Oh my God.
So many celebrities wear her hats. Zhou Xun and Li Bingbing, Zhang Ziyi, Angelababy, Zhang Yuqi, Zhu Qiya, Lin Zhilin, and a lot of actually magazines, so many, all the top fashion magazines borrow her hats. So she's a really influential designer.
This is my portfolio. This is the DVD cover of the movie called The Message in English. In Chinese, it's Feng Sheng. And it features Li Bingbing and Zhou Xun together. They both wear my hats in that movie. So that was the first time they were in a feature film. Of course, it turned out to be a much bigger film than I was thinking. And later on, I have a beautiful hat worn by Yao Qian in Fei Cheng Wu Rao R. That's fun. Great. This should be good. All set. My husband was offered a job here in China. I was happy to go with him and quit my job and start something new. I love making things. I have to make something with my hands. I have to. I went through a whole line of things, clothing designer, handbag designer, and then it hit me. I was like, who makes hats? I went to the UK to the tiny little school called the Womburn School of Millinery, and I thought to myself, if I like this, I'm going to buy everything I need and I'm going to take it with me to wherever we go and I'm going to make hats there. When I first got here, I started going to parties wearing the craziest hats. Of course, it was about getting some attention and promotion, but I didn't know it would lead to what it led to. I have fun, there's a very glamorous, fun side, and there's also a part that nobody sees. I need to keep all my balance sheets together, I need to keep my client lists together, I need to send out promotional things, I need to get all the press that goes out, all the contracts we have with staff, with people, with shops. It's a lot of work, and it's not that glamorous work. So we're at the Cosmo Bride annual event. And this event is something that they organize every year to show appreciation for their sponsors and people that have helped them in the last year. And where do I come in with that? I've helped them by lending them hats for their amazing photo shoots. They've done an amazing job, beautiful images, cover shoots. At these kind of events, you meet people, you're wearing an enormous hat. They're like, hey, nice hat. Hey, I made it. Oh, and then it's like, well, where do you sell? And you might be speaking to somebody who has a shop or wants to buy wholesale, or maybe a client who's looking for a hat, or you never know. Hey Ivy, how's it going with that email to the box man? So I sent you the high-res logo together with the English text, but it just needs to be translated into Chinese so that he knows what to do for the sample box. 这个颜色。
这种颜色的是吗？
这个。
这个要这种颜色的是吧？
粉红色。Challenge number one, of course, is language barrier. Obviously, I'm a foreigner. Usually it's miscommunication, just something that is very clear to me and obvious is maybe not so clear and obvious to a Chinese person, and vice versa. And I'm not saying one is right and one is wrong, it's just a different understanding of things.
So Elisabeth is a really nice person. When I saw her for the first time, we just really love each other. So that's why I work for her. She has a super international culture background. She's a Dutch and she was born in States and she lived in London and Belgium, like so many places. I can say her inspiration is from everywhere. She set up her business 7 years ago, which is a really good opportunity to start it in China, in Beijing, because the fashion category is just rising. And at that time, there's seldom people to do a hat business.
In a country that's not traditional hat-wearing place, I think it's growing. I think I've definitely made that happen. I see it in the magazines, I see it on the people, and I know that when I came here over 7 years ago, it wasn't like that at all. So I have 2 labels. I started with the pink label, and that one is our completely handmade. So I block them, so I'll block a mold, I have wooden molds. You can see that this is the design that comes off of this mold because it's the same shape. Now how do we get that shape? We take wool, felt, you put them in a really, really hot water. So I've got gloves on and a plastic apron. You pull it over the mold. So once it's dry, it takes about 3 days, you take it off. Let's say I'll take this one off of this mold. And it's nice as it is, but you can also decorate it like I did with this one. I used Swarovski crystals on it and little poppy-shaped flowers. We line it with grosgrain ribbon. That's also called petersham. And in this case, I put a little elastic and the label, and you're all set. Just this year, we launched my blue label. I design party hats, so they're a limited edition. I don't have any of my own shops. So we have shops that buy wholesale and they will sell the hats in their shops. And it's so funny because in my course, I would see things that say, made in China. And I thought, oh, it's great, I'll just get it when I'm there. You're right, of course you can't. Everything's made for export. So when I got here, I couldn't get anything. I order almost everything from the US or Holland, or whenever I go anywhere on holiday, I'm always looking for bits and bobs I can use for hats. I've got some amazing pieces here. These are some birds from the US. This is a Hungarian partridge. It still has a head on it with a beak. That freaks some people out, but it's a beautiful thing. I mean, this one's all lined and ready to go. This one is a ringneck pheasant. Has not been lined yet, so you can see it's actually the entire skin that's been taken off. And the pheasant is originally from China, isn't it? But this one comes from the US. So that will make a beautiful hat. The colors are amazing. Can I have a big hug? I have 2 children. Girl is 6, boys almost 4. Both of my children were born in China, here in Beijing. So I expect them to learn Chinese. We sent our daughter to local Chinese kindergarten. In everyday life, my children go to school, so I take them to school on my bicycle. My number 1 girl, my number 1 boy. You're coming with me. You're coming with me, but just for a little spin. Here, Dee Dee, this way. Do you want to climb on yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, you can do it. You're a big boy now.
Help me.
I won't help you. Yeah, you ready? Now, this is the fun part. Whoa. Okay. I do work Monday to Friday, set hours. It really does feel like you're juggling a lot at the same time, when a routine is very helpful, so you always know every day what's going to happen. Okay, the kids have kung fu that day. Here we are at the supermarket. They were born when I was already making hats. I hope they just don't hate hats. What's funny is that over time I've noticed that even my son, they'll find things at the supermarket, like a tin of peas, and put it on their head and say, "Look, Mom, a hat." I'm like, that's my boy. I think we've really established a brand now in China, and I'm not going to be here forever. I'm looking for a partner. I think someone who will continue the business here in China when I'm not here. Okay, come on guys, let's go home.